So this is the Kizer Mini Militaw. It's one of Kizer's new drops in their EDC knife lineup, and this thing is pretty cool. They did send this to me for free, but they had no input on my content, so rest assured these are my opinions. This is a first look video to kind of see what I think about this knife and just get an overall kind of feeling for how I feel about this knife. So I don't have any kind of like long-term review on this or anything like that. But with that being said, let's take it down to the table and take a look at the actual knife. This specific knife that was sent to me came in PEI, or some brands call it Ultem, with a Damascus G10 inlay, and I gotta say the scales on this thing are freaking cool, man. It looks even more awesome than it shows on the camera. You got a standard blacked out drop point blade with a triangular thumb hole looking thing. You got jimping on the top here, and a right hand carry tip up pocket clip. This is a deep well clip. It is not ambidextrous. On the back side, you have the designer Jonathan Styles, his logo. You've got Mini Militaw just underneath that, and then Nitro V, which is the blade steel this happens to come in. Now, Kizer does make the Militaw in a ton of different trim levels. You can get these things in a variety of different styles, you know, different scales, different blade steels, different everything like that. That's just what I'm working with right here. So the first impressions that I have are based on this knife specifically, and I gotta say, overall first impressions, great. This overall size on this thing, it is just about perfect for my hand. I have normal size hands, and if you put your finger right here in the finger choil, it goes pretty much all the way across with plenty of blade length. The one thing that I do have a little bit of a problem with is the jimping on the back of this thing. So the jimping on the back of this thing only goes to where the thumb hole starts, right? I would like to see the jimping go all the way up to the top, because when you hold this thing, that's where my thumb goes, and it kind of actually misses the jimping. So if you're like choked up on this thing and you really want to get something, there's nothing there where your thumb's at. I mean, the jimping stops right here. So that is my only complaint on that part of it. Other than that, the knife holds really well. The scales and the design of this thing are awesome. You can flick it, you can use your thumb and open it with your thumb, or if you're really talented, some of these guys doing over the top things, I can't do this. Kind of like whatever, I don't know. But it is a relatively fidgetable knife. You're going to want to play with it and open it up in all kinds of cool ways. And it is really great size for EDC. This thing's going to sit in your pocket and be almost like indistinguishable. You're not going to be able to see it, feel it, nothing. The clip goes all the way down to the very tail side of this thing, which means when you set it into your pocket, you're going all the way up, and all you're going to see is just this little clip. You're not going to have a big chunk of the knife sticking out. One of the design features that I really do like about this is that the show side scale here is cut a little bit deeper in than the liner lock. This is a liner lock knife, and a lot of times when they do knives, they cut the scales at the same depth, and the problem with that is that you really got to like get your finger in there to get to the thing. And what they've done on the Militaw is they've actually cut the show side scale a little bit deeper, which adds this little pocket right here and allows you to just get your thumb in there to shut this thing lickety split. I mean, it's really, really nice function on the knife. Overall hardware on mine, the pivot point on this is cage ceramic ball bearings, pretty standard, and definitely, I mean, it opens up and closes perfectly fine. Quality control on it is just as you'd expect from Kizer. Blade runs straight down the center here, no kind of wobbly left, back, whatever. As far as tolerance and everything like that is concerned, there's no blade wobble, it's all tight, it feels good, and I don't have any kind of questions on whether or not this thing's going to stay open. The locking mechanism locks tight. Everything feels awesome. One of the really cool things about this knife is that the PEI here is semi-transparent, so you can kind of see through it and you can see all the inner workings here, which I think is pretty cool. The inlay here on the G10, this Damascus G10 is... I just really like the look of that thing. And the color combo between the reds, the blacks, and this kind of, this yellowy, like, PEI material is really cool. I love the fact that they blacked the blade out on this thing. I'm a fan of black blades, and this is no exception. Overall, you're looking at like a blade length of like 2.82 inches, I think is what it is. Cutting edge on this thing a little bit. It might be 3 inches total. Really cool drop point blade on it. Classic design knife. Overall, really digging it. If I had to gripe about anything, it would be that it is just a touch small for my hands. As you can see, sometimes I have a little bit of trouble flicking it open, but they do have the regular Militaw that is just slightly larger. I have one of those as well. I like the size on that just a smidge better, but I can't complain about this knife It is really cool, feels good in the hands. I have no qualms about carrying this thing as an EDC type knife. If you're looking for a fantastic gift for your loved ones, highly suggest taking a look at the Kizer Militaw. As I said, comes in a bunch of different trim levels. My specific one is a Nitro B blade with a PEI and Damascus inlaid scales. Hey, I appreciate you watching. If you like the video, please like, favorite, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, you'll probably like that one as well. If you're looking for this knife specifically, I'll link it down in the description below and also in the first comment. That is an affiliate link, and it does help the channel. I appreciate your support. As always, I will see you in the next one.